Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. We are bringing back 3 summer looks using 3 winter palettes. I'm using air quotes because of course no look is necessarily a summer only look. You could wear your eye looks any day of the year that you want, and same thing with the palettes. You could use your palettes any day of the year that you want. There's no rules to makeup. However, there are some palettes out there that look particularly winter, and they scream winter, and they go on people's top 5 favorite winter palettes lists because they remind people of winter. And as a project panner, I tend to look at palettes and think, if I was panning that palette, how would I use that palette for an entire year? I have previously done a springtime episode of this video, which I will leave down below. That was 3 spring looks using 3 fall palettes. I will have the link down below if you haven't seen it. That was my first time doing a video in this series, and I not only had a lot of fun making this video and challenging myself to do 3 spring looks with 3 fall palettes, but I had an unbelievably fun time seeing what you guys did with your looks. So once again, I am challenging all of you to choose your favorite winter palette and create a summer look using it. Here are the 3 palettes that I chose to use for this video today. From the holidays of last year, 2018, I decided to do my first look using the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette. I think there were some obvious choices for a summer look in this palette, and I think this palette could definitely be used year-round if somebody wanted to. This does not have to be kept in your drawers until December, despite the fact that it looks like Christmas and it smells like Christmas and it's a holiday palette. You can use this any time of the year. For my second look, I went with the palette that was released in holiday of 2017. That is my ABH Prism palette. It looks like this. And again, I think there are some obvious choices for a summer look, so I went with them. I went with the obvious ones. I think this palette can be used year-round for project panning. I think it would be hard to use this palette alone year-round for project panning without bringing in some other eyeshadows, but I think it can be done. And again, from the holiday of 2017, I chose the I Want Candy and Too Faced palette. It looks like this. And that is the look I'm wearing today. I bet you can't guess what shadows I used. If you'd like to see how I got the 3 summer looks using 3 winter palettes, please stick around and keep watching. I had so much fun doing this video again, and of course, as always, I am tagging all of you to show your looks either here on YouTube or on Instagram. Please tag me when you do so I can check out your looks. That was the funnest part of this video from spring. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hi guys, we're doing another voiceover video. This is day 1. We're starting out with the Gingerbread Spice palette from Too Faced. I love this palette. I've only used it once, so I'm excited to be able to use it again. And I saw that it recently was re-released by Too Faced, and I think it's still limited edition, but if you want it, you could go back and get it. So I thought I'd use this palette. I started out by putting Sugar Daddy in my transition area. It did not do a whole lot, but I think it helped in the long run. I then went in with Spiked Eggnog on my brow bone. And now I'm adding Gumdrop to my lid. And oh my gosh, that shadow is gorgeous. I just love that hot pink. I'll tell you right now, this ended up being my favorite look out of the 3. I'm showing you the fallout that I got right there. I did get some fallout on that side. It brushed away pretty easily, but I wanted to show you. I did have a hard time getting this shadow to blend out. That's where that light pink shadow called Sugar Daddy came in. Using that first helped a little bit, but I had to work a little bit to get this exactly how I wanted it to look, nice and soft. There I'm going back in with Sugar Daddy to blend out my transition area. I ended up using Frostbite Me and applying it with my fingers. The last time I used this palette, I tried applying it with my brush. This shadow is kind of universally agreed to be a bit of a dud shadow, but applied with my finger, I actually loved the outcome. I thought that shadow performed so much better than when I had tried to apply it with a brush, and I was pleasantly surprised. So if you have this palette and you've been struggling with this shadow, try applying it with your finger. You may have better results. Okay, I am going back in with Gumdrop one more time just to intensify the outer half of my eyelid. And blending it out once again. Okay, next I'm going in with Figgy Pudding and applying that to my lower lash line with a pencil brush. And I went in with Spices Nice to blend out Figgy Pudding. If I could have one more do-over, I wouldn't have done that. I would have just gone back in with the Gumdrop and used that, but I didn't know that at the time. All right, wait for it. And this is the finished look. I used Sheer Anarchy from Urban Decay on my lips. I love the pink with the pink. Like I said, this was my favorite look out of the three. What can I say? I love pink. Okay, we're moving on to day 2. We are using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. That's what it looks like right there. I'm going to start by taking Unity and applying that to my crease. It did not really do a whole lot. I've seen this on people with fairer skin and it looks like a really nice crease and transition shade. It's just a little too light for my skin tone and doesn't really do much, but I wanted to try it out again and see what it looked like on me. Next, I went in with Eden and applied that to my transition area and crease. This is a gorgeous peachy shade. I have lots of them, but I love them all. And I'm applying that to my eyelid on the outer half a little bit too. Trying to really pull it out a bit more. Next, I'm going in with Throne using that pencil brush and I'm applying that to my lower lash line. I have used this palette in a 1 week 1 palette a few years ago when I first got the palette. And I found the shadows that had glitter in them a little bit difficult to work with. I had a lot of fallout, so I was a little nervous to play with Throne, but I didn't have any trouble with it on this day. Next, I'm going in with my Morphe M433 brush and I'm applying Sphere to the inner half of my eyelid and my inner corner. The shadow never ceases to amaze me. I think it is the best shadow in the palette. It is so pigmented. It applies so nicely. I just love Sphere. I then went back in with the pencil brush and I took Sphere on the inner half of my lower lash line. Okay, I decided to take my little Sonia Kashuk brush and go in with Saturn just to kind of deepen up the outer half of my eyelid. Saturn and Eden play really nice together. And I'm blending all that out. Possibly with a little bit of Eden. All right, wait for it. This is the finished look. I used a black liquid eyeliner on my upper lash line and a brown pencil eyeliner on my waterline and applied mascara. On my lips is a Mally liquid lip color that is in my Project 10 uses right now. Okay, we're finally at day 3. I decided to pull out my I Want Candy and Too Faced collaboration palette. This is my first time ever using this palette. I am realizing right now that there's no mirror, and that's kind of disappointing, but I'm going to use my Urban Decay Moonstone palette for the mirror. Still smells amazing. Alright, I'm going to start with Butterscotch and apply that into my crease. This shadow looks really muted and dull in the pan, but I was pleasantly surprised by how bright and pigmented it was when I applied it to my eyelid, in my crease and transition area. Alright, I'm going in with the shade Whipped Cream and applying that to my brow bone. It is the most shimmery eyeshadow out of the 3 at the bottom. And I like a shimmery brow bone. Taking a pencil brush with Butterscotch and applying that to my lower lash line. Alright, I'm going to apply Sweet Toffee with my finger. This is a beautiful shade. This eye look is a great summer look, but it could also be a really nice fall look. I think it just depends on what lip color you choose. I said this in the last spring version of this video, but lip color does play a big part in setting the mood for the look that you're creating, whether it's spring or summer, winter or fall. And with me putting on these bright pink and peachy shades, it definitely looks more summer, but I could take this exact same eye look and put on a vampy lip and it becomes fall. I decided to apply Valley Girl on my inner corner. I could have used whipped cream from the palette, but I'm still working on Hit and Pan in that Super Shock shadow, so I decided to use it. Plus the gold in it played really nicely with the shadows. Wait for it, and this is the finished look. I ended up using my brown pencil eyeliner for my upper and inner rim, my upper lash line and my inner rim, and some mascara. This look held up beautifully during the day. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.